Hello, I'm Libbie Doherty, Head of Children's at the ABC in Australia. The ABC has the great privilege of creating content for audiences right across the spectrum from 2 right through unto 13. We've got 2 main target demos, ABC Kids, which is our flagship preschool brand, services our younger people between 2 and 8. And ABC Me, which is our primary school brand, which looks after our kids who are at school and takes them all the way up onto those really awkward, horrible stages of life as they head into teenagehood. So, we've got 2 wonderful demos or groups of children that we look after. We have a linear channel still for both of them. We have an app for both of them. And we also have our own player, which is called iView, which is our streaming service, a bit like the iPlayer. As well as that, we've got a number of digital social touch points across Facebook, YouTube, etc., like everybody else. And we also have an absolutely exquisite children's audio service, which is called ABC Kids Listen, and that stretches a little bit older than our TV channel, and that runs from 2 to 8-year-olds, and that's also available through our grown-up listening service called ABC Listen. So that's us. The Australian market is really specific because we are the only people in Australia making content for children. So we have a superpower in that we are a monopoly, which is a really unusual position to be in, but also a very privileged position. We have always had, I guess, the privileged programming strategy of the best of Australian content. We then place it alongside the best from the rest of the world. And there is so much incredible content around the world. We get to cherry pick all those great shows that sort of sit alongside our Australian programs and make them shine. So we're very unique. We understand that in the global market in the way that we have incredible share, we have ridiculous numbers on reach. But at the end of the day, what's most important to us is that we are not only connecting Australian kids with their own sense of identity and their sense of self, but that we're also connecting them into this global community, which we know they're already connecting with through YouTube and other digital platforms. So it's really important to us in the sort of, I guess, more modern version of the ABC that we are really reflecting a very, very contemporary version of Australia and the rest of the world within which they're operating. The biggest show that we have, which is also one of the world's biggest shows, is obviously Bluey. And I don't really need to let all of you know the reasons why it's so good. I'm sure you've all watched it. But what we feel so proud about is that it's unapologetically Australian in all of its funny language around bushwees and, bin chickens. But at the same time, we also know that what Bluey has in spades is an incredible universal experience of being a child in a family where you live the ups and downs with each other. It's all, you rub up against each other every single day. But at the end of it, you always come together and you always find a way to have a good old laugh and to work things out together. So we know that this is sort of the secret magic sauce of this show, is the fact that it's authored from the genius that is Joe Brum and made in conjunction with the amazing team at Ludo Studios. So it's also a carefully crafted program made 100% in-house, which we think also does bring this sort of extra spit and polish to things, because the animation team are really tweaking and refining the entire way through the pipeline, which is special. And not everyone can do that, but, it really has paid off in spades for this show. And then also the other layer that makes this show special is the music. And it's always been a really treasured part of the production and something that the makers have really committed to really thinking about, making every episode special with the music, which I think is sometimes quite a unique thing. So there's all these different little bits and pieces. But what I think we really excel in at the ABC, because we don't have unlimited funds, we don't have a huge catalogue of content, we take every little project that we work on and give it as much love and care as we can, and we treat it like a treasure. And so we try and facilitate the producers and the creators we're working with to have as much space, as much budget as we can afford, with our partners, because we always co-finance with the rest of the world, and then give them that extra sort of time, space and care to make the show they want to make. And then it's on us to get it to the audience. So it's really that collaborative working relationship, and obviously working with our wonderful partners around the world. Disney in this example, who really took Bluey to the rest of the world and have made it a global phenomenon. And obviously the geniuses at BBC Studios, who also came in early, saw in it what we saw in it, and then had the courage to then take it global. And it's been an incredible experience for us to watch our little blue dog take on the rest of the world and be so successful. I feel like that's the question we ask ourselves almost every single day. Things are moving and changing so quickly. Our preschool audience, we feel, is probably the stable part of our business. We still have a very strong paradigm where parents like to pop their kids in front of the TV and kind of pop on the live channel and leave us to it. So we're really lucky to have such a strong heritage in preschool and have people coming and sort of starting their, I guess, entertainment journey and their entertainment life with the ABC. We, like everyone else, are struggling once they get to 8, and we really acknowledge the fragmentation of viewing and the different requirements that children have as they curate their own experience. So for us, it's been a big shift to move a very old media company into these different digital spaces. So we've really had to sort of shift our thinking, think a bit differently and expand in different ways. So, for example, we've got a gaming show that's been a really sort of flagship Australian brand for a very long time. And this year we launched a TikTok account, which has been absolutely amazing. Something that, takes quite a lot for the ABC to do, but has been incredible to get a different conversation and engagement with the audience. And what's been really exciting about that is watching the engagement then drive the creative process within the team. So it really has paid off for us in a way that perhaps we didn't expect. But I think it's about, in those older age groups, really having the courage and the conversation with the audience and listening to them and involving them where possible in what we're doing. As always, they love seeing themselves on screen. And so we are competing though with YouTube and other digital platforms where they are seeing themselves on screen all the time. So our version of that, when we look at iView, it's a much more premium version. So we feel that, our Australian, I guess, wonderful legacy around live action drama and comedy, our Little Lunch, our Investigators, our Hardballs, are sort of more precious than ever, because you can't make that on TikTok. You can't make it on YouTube. So we've just got, I think, the right mix of making sure that we still have a really solid premium offering on our main platform, because children do still watch TV, which is great news, but they also are on these other platforms. And am I okay with them watching a 60-second version of Little Lunch cut up as a meme? I just have to be. So this is the new era that we're in. And I think we'll learn and expand on that as we go further, and with new technologies coming in. The other thing that we're really excited about this year is we're launching a pilot on smart speakers in Australia. Over 35% of households now have smart speakers in the home, and often that's 5 speakers within a home. So we're about to launch a smart speaker skill through our ABC Kids Listen service. So we're really excited about that. That's just going to be a new frontier, sort of learning how to make content discoverable when there's no screen. And you have to do it through audio. So there's been a lot of challenges, a lot of learning, and we're really looking forward to sort of engaging with the audience on that and iterating the best ways of doing that as we go forward over the next 12 months. I love this question. What's the best way to pitch to the ABC? And as I'm speaking to all of you lovely people over in the CMC, which is my favourite conference, and I'm so devastated I can't be there, is that I know you're wanting to be talking to our acquisitions team. So the best person to reach out to at the moment is Maria Nicole Miracles, who I think is actually participating in the conference this year, virtually, I believe. But yes, of course, we're always open for acquisitions. So get in touch. Maria likes to track projects even before they're made and financed, so we can kind of see what's coming down the pipeline. We probably don't come in as often as we'd like to on a pre-buy. On the occasion where we can, we do, but mainly it's finished tape and completed projects. So, do get in touch with us if you feel like there's something that would work for the ABC. Obviously, we're very public service broadcaster, so that's kind of the source that we're looking for. But we're open to, projects, as I mentioned, throughout that entire age group from the 2s right up until sort of 13s, because we have the various platforms. So that's the best way to get in touch with us.